Well, this was a movie I've been holding on. Fuck, I can't speak. This is a movie I've been off on for quite a while. Don't think that's proper English, but you get it. Okay. So I meant to do a Gabriel Goes to the Theater video on this movie. But what do you know? Plans changed, and I never really got around to seeing this in the theaters like I had planned. So, and I said I will make up for it, and whenever it hits Disney Plus, I'll go ahead and review it for my first time binge. What do you know? It came out on Disney Plus the same day that the first 3 episodes of Tony and Ziva dropped, which was September 4th. So, and like, it was also on a Thursday too, which didn't help, because when Big Brother was on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. So on that Thursday, I had Tony and Ziva, I had Big Brother, I had Lilo and Stitch. I was like, I'm just gonna wait until I have time to get to Lilo and Stitch. Because at that point, I didn't feel like it was a need to get to at that point. But I know at some point I was gonna have to talk about it. So, and especially because I reviewed the original Lilo and Stitch, should be up on my YouTube page, I kind of had an obligation to review this reboot, because I kind of already reviewed the original. So, if you want to see my review on the original, it should be up on my channel. It's in the My First Time Binge playlist that I have on YouTube as well. But essentially, I watched that for the first time this year. And my opinions were, it was okay. It was okay. The thing is, because I didn't grow up with Lilo and Stitch, it's just one of those things where I thought it was fine. I didn't grow up with it, so I don't really have much of an attachment to it. It wasn't really my cup of tea, but then again, I'm like 18 years old, so I'm like, whatever. But, and like, to me, it's not the best Disney movie that I've seen, in my opinion. But I do acknowledge that there are a lot of people who are fans of it, and whatnot. So I really thought people would have been up in arms about the reboot when it came out. And surprisingly, I heard mixed reactions. I've heard on this reboot, and this is what fascinated me on this reboot. What fascinated me on this is I've heard people who really, really do love this reboot. I've heard a side of people who really, really love it. They think it's one of the best Disney live-action reboots. And then I've also heard a side that just hates this movie. They trash it. They think it does not stand... It completely erases what the original stood for. So I heard those two sides. I did not hear 100% good things or bad things. I heard 50-50 on this. To the point where it's like, okay, is this good or is this bad? I think this is the first time a Disney live-action reboot has done this, where I just am so confused by, okay, is this good or is this bad? What the fuck? It grossed $1 billion at the box office. So, like, it grossed more than a Minecraft movie. So, obviously, it must have done something. So, I don't know. That's, like, legitimately what surprises me about this reboot. Because I've heard so many different points of views on this. So, when I had to go into this, I had to go into this with an open mind, because I've heard so many mixed things about this movie. To the point where it just makes you wonder, what's even happening? So I watched the reboot today. I just got done I just got done finishing it today. And it's... I mean, I like it. I do know why there are some people... I do understand the people who don't know. So, for those of you who don't know, Lilo and Stitch is literally about this girl named Lilo who becomes friends with an alien named Stitch, who she thinks is a dog. But Stitch is actually an illegal experiment from this alien who created him. And Stitch crash lands into Earth, and so the aliens try to find him, and all the while, Lilo and her sister Nani are kind of struggling with social workers as far as custody and blah 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 blah. That's pretty much the whole story. I did a review on the original one. I think you understand. And there's some things that I liked in this. I'm gonna close this window because I feel like it's getting a little noisy. Yeah, it is windy. Gosh. Okay, I have that window open, but not this one. I should close this one. So, okay, where should I even start with this one? I like the actress who plays Lilo. I think, the girl who plays Lilo in this is very talented. Let me see who plays her. Lilo and Stitch, 2025. It is... trying to find it here. Gosh. The actress who plays Lilo is... it does not want to show me. Gosh. Okay, hold on. Lilo and Stitch. Lilo actress 2025. Maia Kealoha. I probably botched that up. She is really good in this. I think what helps too is that she looks exactly like Lilo in the original animated version. I think the fact that you casted a little girl and who looks almost exactly like her, that really helped. And she also does feel like Lilo in the original, and how she acts and how her attitude is. And it really did feel like, okay, yep, this is Lilo. This is definitely Lilo that I'm watching. It's not like, oh, this is a different character. No. How she acted, how she looks, they could not have found a better child actress to play her. Nani, played by Sydney Agudong, I think. Sorry, I'm gonna be botching these names, I know that. She's also pretty good. I think the chemistry between Sydney and Maia, they're very well done. I think, you could really tell that they're sisters. And you could tell that Nani is having a difficult time. Especially with all the caseworkers and the custody battle and all that stuff. And actually, in a weird way, I was more so interested in Nani than I was Lilo. Which is weird, because Lilo is part of the movie's title. It's Lilo and Stitch, not Lilo, Nani, and Stitch. But I was more so interested in Nani than I was in Lilo. I think that's kind of a problem when you have side characters that you find more interesting than the actual main character itself. This movie did sort of a way of... I think with this one, they found a way how to, yes, flesh out Nani, but, you could still be interested in Lilo. So I don't like it when they when you find, in films, you find side characters more interesting. This film, yes, they do that, but you also find ways to have Lilo interesting as well. You don't, like, alternate back and forth on them. And that's what I thought was really cool. So let's talk about the aliens. So I guess with this one, I don't know if it was just to make it more realistic. But the aliens, when they go on Earth, to try and find Stitch, or to them, he's named Experiment 626. Both of the aliens this time disguise themselves as humans, which I thought was interesting. So the aliens, who are played by Billy Magnuson and Zach Galifianakis, pronounced that last name very well this time. They voice the aliens as well as play the human counterparts of who they're disguising and who they're cloning. Because they clone 2 humans, and so they play the clones they play the humans that they cloned as well as voicing them. I think it's pretty well done. I think, like, even when they're in human form, you could tell who's who. You could tell who's Jumba and who is Pleakley, or Jumbo. I don't know. Like, you could tell who's who. It's not like, oh, Pleakley is Jumba, or Jumba is Pleakley. No, you could tell that Jumba is Jumba and Pleakley is Pleakley. And they do that very well. So, I don't know much about Billy Magnuson. I recognize Zach Galifianakis because, if I remember correctly, he was the voice of Humpty Dumpty from Puss in Boots. But other than that, that's pretty much all I know Galifianakis from. So yeah, and, like, I think with that, in mind, they did that very well. Then we also get other characters too. So for some reason they split Cobra Bubbles into 2 characters. So Cobra Bubbles is this time just a CIA agent. He's not a social worker and CIA agent, he's just a CIA agent. And this time Cobra Bubbles is played by Courtney B. Vance. I'm going to talk about the social worker in a minute. I want to talk about Courtney B. Vance because he's hugely miscast in this. He's hugely... So, when I saw Cobra in the first one, in the original film, Cobra just was that aura of mystery and tough. He was thick-skinned and he was tough and he was a huge person. And he seemed like you shouldn't cross him. Here, in this one, he's just an ordinary, typical guy. Just your typical Joe Schmo. That's kind of a problem. And here's the thing. I don't know if this is just me. I feel like had this reboot been done before his passing, Michael Clark Duncan would have been a really good Cobra Bubbles. I think had Michael Clark Duncan passed away in, like, early 2010s or something. But I feel like if this reboot was made before his passing, or if he's lived longer, Michael Clark Duncan would have been a really good Cobra Bubbles. And they could have easily found someone to, like, found someone just like Duncan to play him. Hell, LL Cool J could have been an interesting pick. You know, the guy from NCIS Los Angeles? I don't even watch Los Angeles much, but I know he would be an interesting one. He's more tough than Courtney. He's more tough than Courtney B. Vance, I'll tell you that. God. Wow. Like, Courtney B. Vance, I'm sorry, you are just hugely miscast in this. You're hugely... You don't even work here. You don't work as his character in this version. And then we do get some actors from the original back. We get Chris Sanders. He actually reprises his role as the voice of Stitch from the original film. We also got Tia Carrere. I think that's how you pronounce her name. This time, so in the original version, she voiced Nani in the original version. Here, she plays the social worker. I don't know why they split the social worker and Cobra into two different characters. I would be okay with that, except for the fact that because they do that, Cobra does nothing in this movie. I just spin in front of the computer. But Cobra does nothing in this movie. Jack shit. Absolute nada. Nothing, Nathan, nada. They should have had him in this more. And I know what you're saying. Gabriel, this movie is an hour 51 minutes. It's goddamn nearly 2 hours long. Okay, if you need this movie to be in the 2 hour mark, by all means, make it 2 hours. He's not in this as much, and that's very disappointing. And like... So like, it's weird. It's weird. Gosh. And then we also got Amy Hill, who's in the original one as well, back in this one. In the original, she voiced, I don't remember her name, but she voiced, like, some sort of, like, grocery store worker. Here she plays, Nani, wow, I almost said Nina. Nani's, neighbor, whose name is Tutu. I actually found Tutu very funny. I found her very funny. She would, and like, whenever she would appear on screen, I'd be like, okay. And it's also funny because sometimes you could compare her to another character she's played. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but she does kind of give me similarities to Miss Kwan from the live-action Cat in the Hat. Look, I know that movie is god-awful. But look, I liked her character in Cat in the Hat. But, and like, sometimes I feel like you could compare Tutu to Miss Kwan, because they're very much similar. And yeah, and it's very interesting. They also took out a character. I forget his name. They removed a character from the original film. And it was the shark dude. I'm looking it up right now. Stitch. Wow, I can't spell. Shark. Gantu. That's his name. Gantu. They removed Gantu in this. He was in the original film. He was like that shark dude. I'm okay with that. I didn't really care for him in the original. Didn't really do much in my opinion. So, I'm okay with them removing him in this version. I don't know. And I guess the villain in this one is quite literally just, Jumba, the creator. So, I'm literally okay with them removing Gantu in this. I feel like had they just done Jumba be the one villain in the original, I think it would have just moved things a lot more smoother. And that's kind of what they do here. One thing I kind of found a little bit annoying, or I guess two things I found a little bit annoying. I really don't like the ADR or editing. So I watched a review, or two reviews, I guess. It's the same person, but he said it in two different reviews. if you follow Channel Awesome or Stone Gremlin Productions, there's this guy, Doug Walker. He's also known as the Nostalgia Critic. He was featured on Brad Jones's show Midnight Screenings, where they go into the theaters and they talk about a movie in a car. And Doug Walker was the guest in that one episode. And Doug Walker mentioned that he would count edits, or just shots and frames, and it would go in for like 2, 3, 4 seconds. And then we go into another edit. And then another edit. Especially in emotional scenes. And it really bothered him. And I have to agree with him. Because there is even the moment where it was on the one scene when the social worker and Nani were both talking in the living room of Nani's house. And they were talking about, it was also during that one scene when Nani had put Capri Sun into the teacup. And they were talking, and we would go to shots and frames. And in my head, I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2. Like, and like the shots and frames are so damn fast. And especially in emotional moments, too. Like, emotional moments are what really kills those scenes, too. Because you're just counting those shots and frames, and it's like, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Like, it's very annoying. It could get very annoying. And then there's moments, too, where you can tell they're ADRing parts. Especially one scene when Cobra Bubble is just, like, calling on the phone. And, like, he has his phone hid his mouth like this, and you could tell it's ADR. Like, the phone is quite literally hiding his mouth. And I was like, yes, I know, yes, blah, 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 blah. Like, you could tell that's ADR. God. Like, it has to be on Disney's checkbook on how to do, like, live-action reboots. It's like, it has to be on there how to do shitty live-action reboots 101. Bad ADR? Check. Way too fucking quick shots and frames? Check. Like, it got very annoying after a while. And it's like, gosh, why? And, like, the emotional moments do hit. I will say that. But the editing almost kills it. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's like, yes, you're trying to have a nice emotional moment, but you're just counting how quick those shots and frames are. It's like you know how quick the editing shots in Catwoman are with Halle Berry with those action sequences where you could literally just count 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's like that, but only for the emotional moments for this movie, and it really sucks. It really does. And it's, got it annoying after a while. But, like, yeah. So, all of that aside, yeah, because I don't know if there's really much I want to talk about this movie, because, I'm trying to think. I guess I should talk a little bit about the ending. A lot of people were upset at the fact that, Lilo goes and just moves in with Tutu. And a lot of people were kind of up in arms about the fact that Nani pretty much didn't do anything to save her relationship with Lilo. This may be a controversial opinion, but I feel like with this one, it's okay. With the original, I feel like the ending of the original was supposed to be like a fairy tale happy ending. Yay, everything's perfectly and happy and normal and cupcakes and unicorns and rainbows and blah 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 blah. This one, I think they were trying to go a more realistic route, which I'm okay with. Now, I'm happy they didn't go the super dark, depressing route where they just sent her to child services. Instead, she was just with Tutu. And Nani could go to marine biology school, and Nani can still visit Lilo whenever she wants. And especially considering they still have that portal gun. The portal gun that Stitch has. So, and like, yes, it's fine. Like, they still found a way to resolve things. It just doesn't need to be the happy fairy tale ending that the original was. It really doesn't. So, and yeah. So, like, I may get a lot of heat and controversy on that, but like, I was okay with how it ended. Honestly, I really am. I could get a lot of hate for it, but hey, opinions are opinions, so chill the fuck out. Did I just splice my finger? Anyways, but yeah. I don't know if there's really anything else I want to talk about. But yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I really thought I would have a lot more to say about this one than I would. But yeah, it's obviously just another cash grab live action reboot. And it's weird too, because I've heard a lot of sides saying it's their favorite reboot. I've heard some sides saying it's the worst reboot. And I heard 50-50 on it. So with this, I was like stuck in the middle, like, the fuck? So I literally did not know how I was going to react to this. Especially for me, I thought the original was just fine. I thought it was eh. So because of that, I was just stuck in the middle, not knowing how I was going to feel about this. So, and when you know, I think it's eh. So, obviously, it must have done the same thing the original did. I thought the first one was eh, and now the second one's just eh as well. So, I don't know. I think I liked more stuff than other people did, but yeah. I don't know. I really thought I would have more stuff to talk about it. Man. Okay. So, I'm sorry. I know I said I was going to review this 4 months ago. Busy scheduling kept me from doing that. And Disney Plus didn't want to release this until, like, September. Don't know why. But, oh well. But, yeah, so a mix of busy scheduling and a mix of Disney Plus not releasing this sooner than I thought. And Disney Plus not putting this on their platform sooner than I thought they were going to. So, it's a mix of those two. So, but yeah, so, I don't know. Weird. I'm very stuffed up now, and I don't know why. I'm not sick. I just don't know how it happened. Anyways, I think it's because I'm talking too much. Have you seen the Lilo and Stitch 2025 reboot? And if so, what are your opinions on it? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was eh? Or did it just piss you off for some reason? Now, I already have a plan for my first time binge. I'm gonna see if I can try and get one done today. We'll see. But yeah, and I guess I'll just show you what it is. This is another movie that took me a long time to get to. It's another movie that took me a while to get to. I hinted it on my Instagram feed. And I think now is the perfect time to get to it. Why does it feel like something's falling in there? Oh, nothing's falling. This. I'm gonna get to these movies. I've never seen a single How to Train Your Dragon movie. So, we're gonna talk about these. Yeah. And then maybe I'll talk about the remake. At this point, because I did the original Lilo and Stitch, I feel like I'm gonna have to talk about the reboot. Yeah, so. Yeah, if there's any movies that you think I should watch for the first time, please let me know. Please come up with suggestions or recommendations. I will definitely get to them. And if you want, just put them down below in the comment section. So, we'll see. And then, yeah, because I have two different series. I have this, my first time binge, and I also have my first time in a long time binge. So if you have recommendations or suggestions for any of those, or me to check out, or for movies that I should check out, I'll definitely do them. And yeah, definitely put them down in the comments. But other than that, I will see you guys next time. Yeah. See ya.